Hey friends, so today we are doing something so exciting. Okay, so Cricut Joy cards. We're doing a whole series on Cricut Christmas cards. Christmas Cricut cards. That's what we're doing. And we're gonna be using the Cricut Joy, the Maker, the Explore. But today is special because today we're talking about an upgrade that is coming to Cricut Design Space that is going to allow you to design your card from beginning to end. We're talking going in and picking our corners, picking our design, picking our size, picking all the things, and it's going to bring it together with a guided prompt. It's phenomenal. So let's hop over to my mobile device and let me show you what this all looks like. By the way, if you're new here, you're crafting with Kim Byers. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in Cricut Design Space. And when you log into your Cricut Design Space app right now, this is what you're going to see. Do you notice that it says beta? That just means that this is a feature that they are testing out, getting it ready, working out all the bugs to move it to a live version. So if you don't see it yet, it's coming. Okay, so let's try it. So now you can see it's a place where you can start designing. It tells you what's required, what you can do optionally, moves you right into choosing all the things. So you're going to choose your corner style. So many of them here, ones that you probably couldn't find in regular searching in Cricut Design Space before. I believe some new ones have been added. Then you can choose landscape versus portrait, and it gives you all the card sizes. And notice that these are Cricut Joy card sizes, so R10, R20, R30, and that's what you'll see on the cards. So once you've chosen a size, it moves you right into designing the front of your card. And so you can go into images. One thing I love right here, notice that your uploaded images are here. So if you design something or if you buy something, you can bring that in and use that within this app to create your own card. Or you can go in and choose from a ton of gorgeous designs that are already in Cricut Design Space. I want to use the word joy, and so there's one here that has a manger, which is darling, but I think I'm going to choose the one that's a snowflake. So let's go ahead and bring that in. Now here, you're going to be able to enlarge that as big as your card. You're going to be able to make choices about whether it's cut or it's drawn or it's foiled. So you're going to be able to do all of those things right here in the app. So simple, but it's also going to give you a caution here and tell you that the highlighted area will fall away. So this has been the problem with people creating their own cards in Cricut Design Space before, and they didn't understand exactly what they were doing. And so then they would, create this beautiful card, and then part of the interior of that cut would fall away because it wasn't connected. So if you want to see that video, I'll put it up above, but I do walk you through all of those things like in the traditional, like if you're doing it on a desktop, because right now, guys, this is available in the app only. So this is in the Cricut Joy app. I'm assuming, I haven't been there to look at it, but I mean, this is for Cricut Joy, right? So it'll be in the Cricut Joy app, and it's in the Design Space app. So you're going to be able to gain access to this in both of those apps, but it is not on desktop right now. So once we choose done, it's going to move us right onto the inside of the card where you can write your own message and then choose from a number of different fonts that are available in Cricut Design Space. Once you've done that, you can change the pen type. So you can choose from all the different color options and all the different pens, gel pens and glitter pens and markers. And then that's going to share a depiction of that with you on the screen. And then you just go in and you're going to be able to see the front and the inside. You can make any tweaks or changes here that you want to before you send it on. You can even do a preview. And now we just go ahead and connect it to our Cricut Joy and start to cut. Okay, so here we are, and we are ready to put our card on the mat. So this is my Cricut Joy card mat, and this is a brand new one. I just got a new one because I have used my other one to death. So we're going to pop off the packaging for this guy, and we're going to use this. So you just want to take off that cover film and set that to the side. And this is tacky. So for those of you who have not used the mat before, it is sticky. And so the next thing we want to do is we want to pick our card kits. So I have a video about creating your own card kits if you want to do that. But if you're just getting started, use the Cricut Joy card kits. These make life so much easier. These are actually a pack of R40s. And so they come in 20, I think they come in 20s, 30s, and 40s. And so this one is 4.75 by 6.6. Now, with this new upgrade, right now what I'm seeing is the R40 is not available, and that is because you don't do an R40 on the Cricut Joy. You use that on the Cricut Explorer and the Maker. Well, unless you do what I do. So when I have a card kit that is bigger, than what I want it to be, I just cut it down. So I took one of the cards out of this and cut it down to an R30 size. And so that's what we're going to use today. So if you find yourself in a situation where you have card kits that don't match what you're wanting to do and you have the ability to cut it down, like with a straight edge trimmer, and guys, this is my straight edge trimmer. I love this thing. This is the Cricut brand. It has the arms on both sides, and so it allows you to really trim things down quickly and easily and perfectly, which is so very important when you're working with paper. So now I have an R30 card, and what we're going to do is we're going to place this into our card mat. So if you've not used the card mats, they have this little sleeve on them. See this? So what we want to do is we want to place our card under that sleeve. Now, here's the kicker. So you would put that down and then you would cut the top. But if you are writing inside of your card, okay, you're writing inside of your card, you're going to fold it backwards. All writing comes first, cutting comes second. So you're always going to write first. So what we want to do is we want to fold that back, pick up our card mat, and insert that behind it. Okay, so I want to make sure that it's all the way to the top. So see here, just make sure that it is within the marker on the card mat, and then we'll close that. And I actually love to use a brayer for just about anything, guys, that has to do with being sticky. So whether I'm putting vinyl on a mat or if I'm using a cards or whatever the case may be where I want to make sure there's no bubbles, I'm going to use my brayer and just make sure everything is securely in place. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to add that to our Cricut Joy. Now, once it's fed in, it's ready to go. What we want to do is we want to change out our blade for a pen. And so I believe we chose a regular, did I choose a glitter pen? I can't remember, guys. Which one did I choose? So let's just say I'm going to go with the regular 0.4 pen, but you can have glitter pens. I love these glitter pens. I love writing with them. Even see, I've used it so much, even like writing. And then there are this is also a glitter pen. It looks like I need new ones, guys. And so there are markers. I love the markers, the metallic markers. And then there's just all sorts of different colors. There's like 30 packs of pens. I'll put all of this linked up down below so you guys can check those out. But the pens are amazing. So what we want to do is we want to open up our machine and pop in our pen, and now we are ready to go. Look how beautiful that turned out, guys. I love it. It looks so, so good. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to swap out our pen for our blade. But remember, we need to take it off and put it back on because we've got to switch or flip the top of our card over. Okay, so now we can unload that, and we just want to bend our mat a little bit, pop the card up. We pull that out, and we flip our card over. Put it on the inside, making sure that we've moved it all the way up. Okay, and then we close that back down. I'm just gonna use wrong side. Use a brayer to make sure that that is, all sticky all down. Okay, so looks good. Now we can put that back in the machine. And we're ready to cut. one of the things I like about this new app feature is that it guides you step by step and makes sure that you know exactly when to put in the blade, exactly when to put in the pins, exactly what to do. It is such a great new tool that's going to allow us to make all kinds of beautiful cards and not just the static ones that are in Cricut Design Space. And just remember, it doesn't look like a lot of color right now, but once we place that insert into it, we're going to jazz it up significantly. And don't forget that you can not only use pins on the outside, but also the foil tool. So I think we'll do a video next talking about the foil tool. And I also want to talk to you guys about adding photos to your Christmas cards. How absolutely gorgeous is that, guys? That is going to be so pretty. Okay, so now our card is complete. Turned out absolutely beautifully. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to take it off of our card mat. So important that you bend the card mat and not the card. So we're just going to pop the corners a little bit. And then we're just going to gently get up underneath that. Now, new card mats are the best, candidly, because they're going to sort of self-weed out anything that is on, any of the cuts. Now, the thing is you have to be careful about when you make a card is obviously you want those pieces to be attached because you want them to still be there with your card. Now, here's the thing. So with this new tool, it's giving you all the choices. And so it's going to tell you, it's going to say, hey, when you cut this out, that, that snowflake is going to be left on the mat. It's not going to be part of the card. And so you just have to look for those little notifications and it's going to give you that. Now, I went ahead and did this because I actually wanted to try something. And so I'll show you that in just a second. But I went ahead and did that, a couple of things. I thought, well, it might be kind of cool to put the insert in and then put the snowflake on top of the insert. That might be kind of fun. It also might be kind of fun if it was like a peekaboo style and you could put a photo inside of there. Now you would have to have the right photo. So you would want something where the person was, or the kids were kind of centralized in there or where it was just showing through. So you'd have to play around with it a little bit. But I actually think there's a hack that I can show you on my PC for making that perfect. And we'll go over that in another video, so watch out for that. But what I wanted to do today was to go ahead and grab one of the inserts that was in this kit. And so the glitter, oh, how pretty is that, guys? I have a thing for black and white. So if you hang out with me very much, I have a total thing for black and white. But remember, I cut this card down because this was an R40 pack and I cut it down to an R30. So I'll have to do the same with my insert. Not a big deal. We just need to trim a little bit of that off. But you see this? So what we could do is we could take our letters. And guys, for those of you who like to scrapbook and all that kind of thing, if you don't want to put this back on the card, this is a great something to save for another project. But for today, what we want to do is I want that snowflake. So I'm just going to kind of pop him up. Okay, so now we have a couple of different choices here. Oh, I like that. Okay, so you have those choices. And then you could always check out a photo. So some really fun, the orientation. This one's really funny. Let's see if we could do something fun. I would need them to be a little bit more central, but you get the idea, right? So you could pop that in, and then it's kind of like a peekaboo card, and they're like, oh, there's a card, there's a photo in there. And so they're going to want to pop that out. So let's see, what else do we have? Oh, this one's super cute too. Oh, yes, yes, yes. How cute, guys. Okay, that one could really, really work. How fun would that be? Okay, so now that I've cleaned everything up a little bit, I want to point out a couple of ways that you can make this even more personal. So now we have our cutout card. We wrote Merry Christmas with our pens on the inside. You can, take a pen and say, write something in it yourself. Love the Byers family. you know, or whatever you want to do, something really sweet on the inside like that. And then we can do a couple of things. So I cut this down to match my insert. Since I had, you know, cut this one down, I cut down my insert to match. And so we could pop that inside. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, right? Then what we could do is we could further embellish that by using, I love to use these. These are 3D foam adhesive squares. Let's see if I can pull a couple of those out. So basically with all of my, you know, paper crafting and things, you can grab these little tiny dots and put them behind. So you could put that onto your snowflake and you peel off the backside. And then when you attach it to your card, it's raised. And so if you've ever purchased cards that are highly embellished, this is what you're finding on the back of it, is that little raised foam adhesive square. And so that is a beautiful way to sort of just round that out. So if you want to do this, or if you would rather, you could pop that out. Well, you could have this in, and this is another little thing. So you could take little embellishments like these. I got a bunch of these in the dollar spot for $1. And so you could take that and you could add like a really sweet little Christmas wreath to your card. That could be fun. Then you could also take that insert, flip it over, and put your card on the other side of it. You wouldn't have to put a backer to it if you didn't want to, but you could, you know, glue those two together, right? And so you could have the sweet, sweet little face, and of course it would pop out the sides there. And then on the inside, that could be glitter, so you could keep that, you know, really sweet like that. There's just a ton of different things that you can do with this card. And so I would say that don't just stop at that first embellishment, right? If you're having fun with this, guys, just go for it. I think for this one, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to find maybe a better word or a better design for the photos of my kiddos. See if I can get that, pop that one in. And I put it in the first one because I wanted to show that extra cut, that extra little embellishment. So I'm going to put that over there, and then I'm going to take my snowflake, pop that out, and then add my little foam adhesive square to have my raised snowflake. Is that not so sweet? I love it, love it, love it, love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you will give this little app a shot. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn how to do envelopes, if you want to learn how to do cutaway cards, I just did a video on cutaway cards. And if you want to see, here's another one where I used the glitter, the silver embellishment, and then I used a silver marker on the outside. It turned, this is like my absolute hands down favorite card. And then if you wanted to learn how to do envelopes, we're gonna do Christmas envelopes, but I'm gonna put this video up above and down below so you can go ahead and check out how to do that. We have all of that coming in the next couple of days. So I hope that you will stick around with me and make some Christmas cards.